I'm 36, and like I can tell I'm starting to get to that next phase of being old. I don't have TikTok, I don't have Snapchat. I've got 2 kids, so maybe I just don't have the time to do it. But just as a reminder, I'm going to skip the commercial because we didn't have the audio, and some of you may be here from the first hour. Some of you may just be visiting us. So my name is Gabe Macaluso, the Director of Customer Success at Omnisend. I love this industry. I've been in it for almost a decade now. Again, starting to feel old. And what's crazy is that before I got into this industry, I was an 8th grade science teacher for multiple years. So it's like, I'm looking back at my career and I'm like, I've done multiple things. I've done multiple careers. I'm just getting old. But so we're going to talk about SMS today. And like I said, some of the historical facts on SMS are just going to be like a little bit sickening as I was looking up dates and doing research on this. But one of the things I want to start with is, and again, this is a repeat for some of you, but email SMS, are they dead on arrival, right? So, we've got the Gary V's of the world that are like, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. You've got all the VC funds, live shopping, live shopping, live shopping. And, like those can be great channels and they're blowing up for some people if you know what you're doing. I sat in on a panel not too long ago and the co-founder of Dormify was there. And if you don't know the Dormify story, it's a great sort of mom and daughter entrepreneurial growth brand. And they sell sort of all-in-one kits for your dorm room. And super interesting in terms of a product and clientele, because they have to bridge the gap of, hey, we've got these kids that are getting ready to go to college. And so they have to think our brand is cool, but our brand is not the cheapest. So we have to appeal to the moms to get them to actually open up their checkbooks or their wallets or their iPhones to pay. And at the same time, be like, if I'm a high school girl, this is gonna be a really weird analogy, but if I'm a high school girl and my mom goes, hey, check out this brand, it's really cool, I'm already like writing it off. I'm like, nope, don't want to do it. So anyway, so she was talking about live shopping, and it's like, does live shopping work well with the moms? Sure, it does. If the daughter hears about this brand doing live shopping, does that sort of, relegate the brand to, hey, this isn't cool anymore, and we're going to lose part of our market share? So all that to be said is, how do we use email and SMS to create that coolness and be smart about it? So again, you have all these channels you've got to compete with: Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok. And so how do we get SMS involved in this conversation? You get personal, right? And again, some of this is repeat, but if I sign up for your SMS list, one, you should be encouraging me to sign up because I'm going to be a VIP. I'm going to get the inside know-how. I'm going to be part of your loyalty program. A lot of people are going this kind of broad stroke, like, hey, we just want everyone on our SMS list, right? Shopify incorporated SMS opt-in into their checkout. I think it's great. It's going to allow people to grow their SMS list really, really fast, but you have to be smart about it, right? Because, people, 98% of text messages are read within the first 15 minutes. So, do I send you an SMS every day? No, that gets old, because if everyone does it, it's not cool anymore. And we don't want SMS to go down this perceived path of email. We have to be smart about it. Email is personal. I gave you my email. I'm volunteering to get information from you. So that's okay. SMS is obviously way more personal. We all have our phones. That's important to us. It's our lifeblood. We can't live without it, type of thing. And so if we get a text, we're going to immediately want to check it. Right? Some of you have already texted somebody or checked the text while I'm talking right now. And I just want to say that's kind of rude, but that's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. But so let's talk about the history of SMS and MMS. So pretty interesting. 1992 was the first text sent, which means that next year, SMS is going to be 30 years old. I just saw a thing the other day that was like, Dazed and Confused was released in 1993. And it was set in 1977. So if that movie was made today, it'd be about a high school class of 2005, which is after when I graduated. And so that was pretty sobering in terms of age. And so the first text was sent in 1992. Short codes started happening in 2003, right? And so this is, we start adulting, as I call it, right? Like, this is crazy. Like, this is when we're starting to see text messaging enter into the marketing phase, is 2003, which means that SMS marketing has been around for 18 years. What's crazy about this is it's been around for 18 years and 11% of merchants use SMS for marketing, which means if you're using SMS, you're ahead of 89% of your competitors because they're not doing it. And so your strategy is unique. It's getting in front of people and it's differentiating you as a brand, which ties perfectly to our previous presentation about creating a story and creating a brand voice. So interesting things here. And again, 13%, 11%, there's a couple different metrics here, but 30 years later, 54% of web traffic is mobile. You should be sending texts. That's how people are shopping. That's how people are going online. That's how people are looking at it. I will tell you the one thing I hate about the iOS 15 update is that on my Safari browser, the URLs at the bottom, I think that's a terrible mistake. So make sure you check your websites and how they're rendering on mobile, unless it's some conspiracy that they're working with all the agencies to get everyone to redesign their mobile websites. But I hate it. And there's probably some setting I can change it. But as I mentioned, I'm old and I don't know how to do it. 82% of recipients open every single text message they receive, whether they want it or not. I hate that little red bubble. It drives me nuts. On my email icon, I've disabled it because I don't want to see it. But SMS, everything is red all the time. I even have SMS synced to my computer, and like sometimes I'll get the bubble on my computer and I'll read it on my phone and the bubble's still on my computer and I read it in both places. So sometimes if you send me one marketing SMS, I'm actually reading your message twice. So you're getting, you're hitting me twice with one send. 13% of merchants use SMS. I should have added only 13% of merchants use SMS. SMS is a very interesting channel in terms of legality, how you get people to opt in, who you can message, how often you can message them, and the language that you must include when you send an SMS message. So if you've never used SMS before, number one step is start collecting opt-ins and collect it in a strategic, exclusive way. Your pop-up can be like, be in our VIP club, or incorporate an SMS sign up into a post-purchase email, or run a Facebook post that says, hey, we're going to drop something new, but the only way to know about it is for our VIP list, and this is how you get on it. You direct them to a landing page and they sign up for SMS that way. That way, the people signing up for SMS actually want to hear from you, and you're not just incorporating it into checkout because you're trying to capture as many people as you want, because SMS is more expensive than email. So we have to be conscientious of that ROI and that spend, especially if you're a small merchant. But easy ways to start doing this is start collecting, do campaigns, incorporate it into your automations like abandoned cart, browse abandonment. Shipping confirmation texts are a huge way to collect opt-in. People want that information and that know-how. Just be very clear with your language when you get people to opt in, what they're actually opting in for. So are they going to get a couple messages a month? Are they going to get a message every day? What kind of content are they going to create? All of those things are extremely important. And then if we look at marketers globally, 61% of them have never used SMS, is what that stat should say. That's a lot of people who have never even touched it, dabbled in it. I think for the first time this week, I got hit up by a job recruiter via SMS, which to me is like, okay, he obviously did not collect my opt-in or consent. So that's a whole nother issue, but people are gonna start exploring this channel. And so we have to be smart about it. And you want to be the brand that people go, hey, they text me smart. They interact with me in a smart way, not just, hey, every day I'm getting a text message because here's 20% off, 30% off. And then diversify the content. That's important as well, because if you're sending me a text with the same content as an email, and then I go on your social media page and it's the same content there on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, you're cannibalizing yourself, right? And so I'm going to start, unsubscribing from some of those channels. Now, if on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, you want to post things that's like, hey, we're going to do a special sale, make sure you sign up for our text messaging to get that sale. That's smart, because then you're encouraging that cross-pollination of audiences. And you can always send emails that say, hey, make sure you go, or a text that says, hey, we're doing a special Facebook live shopping, right? We're doing a special Instagram live shopping, or we're doing a special giveaway. Make sure you watch tonight from 7 to 8 on Instagram. Here's the link. That's a great way to cross-pollinate your audiences and make sure that you're creating unique content for every channel and not just cannibalizing. So quick stats, because people love stats. Like I said, 98% of SMS are read. 90% are read in the first 90 seconds. And there's a 29% engagement rate, and 47% comes from engaged users. So those are purchasers. That's a huge chunk, right? If we had almost 15% of our email list buying from us, on a regular basis, revenue would be off the charts, and we'd be super excited about it. So super, super important. Again, create an engaged audience. This is actually a great sample set. So if you have to have that conversation with your CEO or founder saying, hey, we're emailing too many people, it's not working, start creating an SMS audience and see how your revenue to 1,000 SMS contacts is outperforming an email to 15,000 email contacts because only 5% of them are opening. You're going to see that, and that's a great sort of example to say, hey, these are engaged users. These are the ones that are actually buying. And then Black Friday week, just because it's coming up on holiday, you can see the click rates, right? If I'm sitting at the dinner table with the family that I don't really want to be with, maybe I'm shopping, maybe I'm checking out, maybe the kids have been running around. I just want to sit on the couch, watch football, and start scrolling my phone. There's a high likelihood that I'm just going to delete all the emails because I don't want to deal with it. And if I get a text, it's going to be a unique experience, a unique story that's being told, and there's a higher likelihood that I'm going to click on it. So things to kind of consider and see there. You will see on Cyber Monday the drop off, which is pretty interesting, right? Because we're through the holiday, we're through the new week, we're back to work. We don't have that free time as much anymore. So Cyber Monday definitely sees that drop off, but still really, really high engagement rates as compared to email. So 5 quick ways to add SMS and MMS to your marketing strategy. Send a reminder, right? So we're going to send an email campaign, 20% off everything. We're going to send an email booster to anyone who doesn't open that first email. And then to our VIP audience, just, hey, one last reminder, whether you've bought or not, don't forget you've got 20% off, the sale's still going. Those are your engaged users. So even if they bought on the first email, maybe they're willing to buy again. And so this is a great way to kind of start playing around with SMS. And it can be text-based only. Just make sure you kind of identify yourself as a brand and you're good to go. Add SMS to your welcome flow. Funboy, super fun brand. I love how they, again, kind of talked about telling the story in the last presentation, but they do a good job here. So welcome to Funboy, here's your 10% off. The next message is just an SMS. Thought we're gonna be besties, a little sad, but fun in terms of like, this could actually be you texting with a friend or someone new you met. And then the last one, which I think is hilarious, especially because social distance was not in anybody's vocabulary 2 years ago, and they've incorporated it into their welcome message here. But again, super easy content. SMS are great because they don't take a lot of brain power to come up with. You can get super quick and easy with these, and that's the same for campaigns as well versus creating a whole email creative. Use SMS and abandoned carts and automations to stand out. Everyone loves a good GIF, so Wadbottom does a great job here. Again, clear and easy call to actions. Go back to your cart, finish your order, and then again, they've done a tiered discount here. So no discount. If they don't purchase, we're going to give them 10% off. If they still don't purchase, all right, we'll give them purchase. We'll give them 15% off. And you can see that last text, kind of imagery there to just kind of get people to convert. But again, a good story here in terms of how we can use SMS effectively without breaking the bank and being like, I have to have 30,000 SMS contacts on my list before I even start sending SMS. Incorporate it today. Most of the systems will just skip the SMS if the person's not opted in. So if you get 3 people today and then 9 people tomorrow, those people are going to start trickling through, and it's that incremental revenue, especially as we get ahead of the holiday. Upsell. So again, a lot of the email strategies you can also use in SMS. So this is a great one, shipping confirmation. Hey, your product shipped. Don't forget, you can come back and buy again because you're already excited the product's coming. So come back, here's a coupon, purchase some more. Again, you don't have to do discounts. You can also do things like cross sells. Hey, you bought this lipstick, you need this lip liner. Hey, you bought this really nice leather bag. Don't forget, we have everything you need to take care of it. In fact, here's a link to our YouTube channel that shows you exactly how to use our leather finishing product to make sure that the product is taken care of and lasts longer. That's a huge opportunity for you to say, hey, I care about you as a buyer, and I'm in it to help you, take care of your product so it lasts longer, so you don't have to come back and buy again. That's huge. And it tells the story. Again, brand advocacy, brand trust, and you're communicating in a way that seems personal. And then, of course, you can send a campaign, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think you should send daily campaigns to your full audience. Again, you have to kind of be exclusive with it, be VIPs, be customer centric with it. But especially as Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Gray November, I don't know what a shade lighter than gray is, if that's what we want to start calling October. That's where we have off-white October. Maybe that'll be the new trending word. So we'll call it off-white October, start like building that revenue up, especially with inventory delays, but start playing with SMS campaigns. And again, even if you have as few as 100 people on your SMS, try a campaign out, see how it does. See how your audience actually responds to that messaging and say, okay, is it worth it to continue to invest in this channel, or do I play around with it in other areas and other venues? And then just some stats again, as we get into holiday. So SMS saw 7 times higher campaign conversions than email. This is from 2009. But over a year, as we looked in 2020 of Q2, we continue to see the uptick in SMS performance. Click rates, conversion rates are continuing to rise. And so again, if you're not in the channel, which many of you are not, you need to make sure that you're starting to do this. All right, and I got a good question here. It says, is SMS a good vehicle for content marketing or just discount marketing? I think it's a great opportunity for content marketing. You know, we talked about in my last session about banning cart, like not just offering a discount, right? Saying, hey, here's this product, you know, how do you do that personal touch? You know, we partner with like some chat support agents like Gorgeous, we love them. You know, we have an integration with them that if someone replies to the SMS, it can actually be routed to Gorgeous and the support tickets created, and then your support staff can start interacting with them through that SMS channel. So that's great. In terms of content marketing, yeah, absolutely. It can be a, you know, don't forget this product drop is coming. Don't forget this live shopping experience is going to happen. Don't forget to sign up for emails so you'll be the first to know about, you know, whatever is going to be happening, right? There's a ton of things you can do around SMS and MMS that's not just discount. And, you know, I work with a ton of brands that don't do any discounts at all. You know, I worked with American Giant when they first kind of started, and they were no discounts. I worked with them hand in hand, and I was like, hey, can I get a discount on a hoodie? And they were like, no, we don't do discounts. But I love that brand, right? And that's where they kind of go. Because once you go down discount, it's hard to get away from it. So if you can avoid doing discounts, that's a win for you and can definitely set your brand apart. So yes, SMS, that's a really long-winded answer to say, is SMS a good vehicle for content marketing? 100% it is. All right, so key takeaways. Compliance. So this is the lame stuff that no one actually wants to talk about, but TCPA is basically the CAN-SPAN Castle GDPR of texting. You have to have explicit opt-in. You can't have a pre-check box. You have to be very clear about your language of how you're going to use your user mobile number to communicate with them. Be strategic with your audience. We talked about that a lot. Don't just send it to everybody. It's not a good vehicle for just batch and blast, spray and spray, you know, kind of marketing that you want to do. Know when and how many SMS you want to send. I like to use SMS for your VIP sales, early access, exclusivity things. Maybe you're going to do a local trunk show, that type of stuff. But SMS and MMS is growing, so be unique about it, be smart about it, and have fun with it, because everyone knows how to send a text. And then just be smart when you're sending SMS as well, is that the SMS characters and coding that is used when sending a message has a much limited, smaller character set. So be very mindful in whatever platform you're using when you're sending a text, you're watching your character account, because you could very easily throw in something like an apostrophe or a quotation mark, and all of a sudden it reads it as like an emoji or some other code, and you've gone from sending an SMS to an MMS like that, even though it looks 100% text. So just be very mindful of that. Watch your character count. Make sure you stay under that 160 if you're trying to be as efficient as possible with your SMS budget. So I'll put that there for you. All right, so that's you know, the history of SMS. We definitely have time for questions and answers, but you know, we'll start wrapping this up. And I have so enjoyed communicating with all of you today. Again, my name is Gabe Macaluso. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at Omnisend. So feel free to email me, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm in the Email Geek Slack channel. I try to be active there as if I can, but really, really love this stuff. Totally nerd out about it. Yeah,